The sun rose slowly over the African plains, painting the sky in shades of amber and gold. The air shimmered with heat even before noon, and the earth cracked beneath the hooves and paws of those who still roamed it. The great savanna, once filled with the sound of rushing streams and the songs of birds, had fallen silent. The drought had lasted longer than anyone could remember. The rivers that once danced through the plains had become lines of dust, and the watering holes had shrunk into muddy puddles that smelled of despair. For the lioness Zara, the queen of the western plains, hunger had become a cruel companion. Her cubs, once playful and strong, now lay weak beneath the shade of a thorn tree. Each day she went farther from her pride's territory, searching for prey, for hope, for anything. One evening, guided by the faint scent of moisture, she followed a trail of cracked mud until she reached the last pond, a shallow pool barely the size of a lion's paw print. But she wasn't alone. Across the pond stood Asha, the old elephant matriarch. Her wrinkled skin bore the marks of age and wisdom, her tusks chipped from years of battle with drought and time. Behind her stood a line of elephants, calves trembling with thirst. Zara lowered her head and growled softly. "This water belongs to whoever is strong enough to take it," she said, her golden eyes glinting. Asha's deep voice rumbled through the still air. "Strength," she said, "means nothing when the earth itself grows weak." Zara hesitated. The elephants could crush her in a heartbeat, yet they didn't move. They simply stood there, weary but calm, as though waiting for her decision. A moment later, a shadow flickered in the tall grass, a pack of hyenas, drawn by the scent of tension. Then came gazelles, warthogs, and even a lone crocodile, dragging itself across the cracked earth in search of the same pond. For the first time in living memory, predator and prey stood side by side. No one spoke, but every creature understood the truth. If they fought, they would all perish. Asha stepped forward and dipped her trunk into the pond. She filled a small hole with water and let a zebra drink. The lioness watched, and did nothing. From that night on, something remarkable began. Each dawn, the animals gathered at the last pond. They took turns drinking, first the young and weak, then the strong. The lions no longer hunted the gazelles there. The hyenas waited their turn. Even the crocodile, ancient and sly, stayed in its shallow corner. It was an unspoken pact, a fragile peace built on necessity. But soon, it became something more. The lion cubs played beside elephant calves. The birds returned to sing above the water. Even the grass dared to grow again. And in those quiet weeks, when death could have ruled, the savanna learned the meaning of balance. Then, one morning, dark clouds gathered over the horizon. The scent of rain, sweet and wild, filled the air. The animals lifted their heads together, and as the first drop fell into the pond, a cheer of life echoed across the plains. Rain poured down, turning dust into rivers and silence into song. The pond filled, the trees drank deeply, and the savanna came alive once more. Zara looked at Asha and bowed her head, predator to matriarch, strength to wisdom. "The water returns," Zara said. "The pact is kept. And though the circle of life would soon resume, lions would hunt, zebras would flee, and vultures would soar, something deep within the heart of the savanna had changed forever. For when the world grows harsh, even the wild can remember mercy. And sometimes, survival begins not with strength, but with understanding.